space into a little apartment in the Espanyol Stadium. Don't get too comfortable because you're not going to be sitting for very long. We have other things to show you. But first of all, thank you for joining us. I'm Joris Evers, I'm the head of communications for LaLiga. And we're glad that you are able to be with us for hopefully about half an hour, 45 minutes to showcase some of the technology that goes into making LaLiga what we believe is one of the best entertainment products in the world. LaLiga is, of course, it's a football competition, but it's entertainment. It's entertainment that is enjoyed by more than 2.5 billion people around the world. LaLiga is broadcast by 90 broadcast partners in over 180 countries. Most people that watch LaLiga, watch it on a screen like this one, instead of sitting in a blue chair outside of this room, like in a stadium. And it's our mission really to deliver great entertainment and to deliver great entertainment to LaLiga fans around the world, and to get people that watch LaLiga to watch more LaLiga, as well as to find new fans and get more people to discover LaLiga and discover the entertainment that we provide. And as you will see, technology is a key element in terms of continuing to improve the entertainment experience and the experience of our viewers and of our fans. This is what most people will watch at home now if they're watching LaLiga. This is a standard high-definition feed from LaLiga matches. Any traditional or normal LaLiga match will have 20 cameras covering it. Some of the bigger matches, like a Clásico, will have up to 40 cameras covering it. And that's the regular TV cameras. There are also additional cameras, like you will see, and my colleague Roger will talk about this. With the Intel TrueView experience, there are 38 cameras around the pitch in 5K that record images that allow us to create 360 replays, and as well as other great experiences that Roger will talk more about. The other screen that you see here, I have to give a little shout out to Samsung for letting us use these screens, is a Ultra HD 4K HDR feed. We broadcast 2 matches every match day in HDR, even though not many people around the world can yet receive that signal. There are a few places in the world where you can, in the Middle East, Israel, Poland. There are some broadcast partners that deliver LaLiga in 4K. We hope that will grow over time. We're confident that will grow over time, that more people will be able to enjoy LaLiga in the best possible image quality. And it's important because we want to give you at home the experience of being right there. Almost even perhaps a better experience than if you're sitting in the stadium. With the HDR images, you can see the tattoos on the arms of the players much more closely. You can see Sergio Ramos's hair much more closely. You can see the action very closely. You can see the badges of the clubs shimmer on the jerseys. It's much more realistic, much more lifelike. And in terms of giving that entertainment quality, in terms of being one of the best TV shows that you've ever seen, that's all very important to us. So that's the living room aspect, and we wanted to share some of the background. Roger is going to do that with the broadcast technology, and then after that, Manel will tell you something about what is perhaps the best kept secret of LaLiga, which is how we use technology and data to help our clubs make the matches better on the field. It's a tool called Media Coach that has been around for a long time, actually, since 2010. Perhaps not coincidentally since the year that our club started winning lots of European competitions and international competitions. But it's a set of tools and a set of data that allows coaches and clubs to make their teams better. And then afterwards, at the end, we will go over here to the virtual reality area where our broadcast partner, Media Pro, will showcase 2 proof of concepts in terms of how we might go into the future in terms of using virtual reality to deliver the next level of fan experience. Proof of concept, so not ready for prime time yet, but it will be cool to show that. So please get up and move over to meet Roger.
We start. LaLiga did not use or sell its own broadcasting rights until 2 years ago. And that happened because in Spain the tradition was that teams would sell their TV rights individually. Right? That changed 2 years ago, and LaLiga for the first time became the owner of the TV production. And So we sat down on a table about 3 years ago before the actual change happened, and we started thinking how we wanted La Liga games to look. And we wanted this change in the situation to really be noticeable by our viewers. And we really wanted innovation to play a part and take a huge step forward, not only for the sake of innovation, but to tell the story of our games better, to really update the look and feel of La Liga, and to be able to get closer to fans and bring in a better entertainment. Because like Jordi said, we're competing internationally against other football leagues, other sports, series, movies, anything. We're a form of entertainment and we need to be as spectacular as we can be. So we made a wish list of innovations that we had seen that were out on the market and we would like to incorporate to La Liga. And the Intel TrueView system was probably on top of that list. So we reached an agreement with Intel. We had seen them at the All-Star of the NBA and the Super Bowl. We really like their technology, and we really like how they envision this technology evolving over time. So we reached an agreement, and last season 16-17, we installed the Intel TrueView system in 2 stadiums, Barcelona and Real Madrid. It's a very complex installation because it's 38 cameras, 38 5K cameras placed around the stadium. They keep filming the game, and every time the TV director wants to highlight an action inside the game, we collect the footage from those 38 cameras, and the server sticks them all together, and they create a volumetric video. It's not representation, it's video, right? So then the camera, or the angle, because there's no physical camera, that can be placed anywhere on the pitch, and you can watch the action from just anywhere on the pitch. So it can be here above, or it can be from this side, whatever it's best to tell the story and to bring it closer to the fans. As you can see, it's really spectacular, very nice. We call it the matrix effect, and it adds some value, we think, to our fans around the world. And this was the first feature that Intel brought on the table, but there is more. We're working with them to make this, for example, interactive. So we could potentially send them after the games to our fans, to their phones, to the tablets, and they can be the TV directors themselves and change the angle of vision and check the best plays of the game themselves. So, like I said, this system was first installed in Camp Nou and Bernabeu. We became the first football league to have this system. And the Camp Nou, in fact, was the first stadium to have it available in Europe. This season, we have installed it in 2 more stadiums, Atletico Madrid and Sevilla. And next season, we will install it in Bilbao and Valencia. So it will be 6 teams overall, which we're very happy. And not only we're installing it in more stadiums, sorry, but we have these new features, like Be the Player. This is the one that we're the most excited, because you can zoom in the camera and really get into the player's head to see how he sees the action and how difficult, or easy, sometimes it is, to make his choices in the game. Like you can see here how Correa had almost no space to score that goal, or Cristiano here was very well defended by Sergio Roberto, had no pass inside, so he only could shoot to goal.
And miss.
And miss.
Oh,
Then another addition this season is a laser wall. This has been available in the NFL, to check whether a touchdown was or wasn't. Here we use it for the offside line. The coolest thing is that the offside is always aligned despite the camera movement, right? Those of you who love football know that an offside line drawn in not in a perfect line according to the pitch can cause a civil war in Spain, for example. Here, this system allows you to be really confident that what you're pushing to millions of viewers is right, is correct, And if the system tells you that, like you just saw, that Cristiano is offside, he really is offside. And it shows in a very easy to see way for fans. And this is very cool, the video player again. You could see that here he had the option of shooting or passing the ball. It was a very easy pass, but instead he went for the goal. So it helps you, it's another way of bringing football closer to fans in a spectacular way and giving them extra information, because you can really appreciate how sometimes difficult a pass is, or how other options were available and weren't too. So this is an intro to view system, and please now join me in the next screen. It's a Skycam. It's not really an innovation. It's been around since the 90s, where it was invented in the US as well. But we thought, well, we want to make LaLiga cool, and Skycams really offer very cool angles. But they're only used in top games. In Europe, they were used in the Euro Cups, or in the Champions League finals, or semi-finals, or in Clásicos. In the NFL, they were used in Super Bowls and top games. But we wanted to become a standard, so be available for more and more games, because we think it really adds. It makes the broadcast really beautiful, and it adds these new angles that are spectacular. So the real innovation was working with the clubs, because LaLiga is a clubs association. So we work with the facilities people of the clubs, and we install it permanently in their venues. So you can see it from here. There it's hanging, the camera is hanging there. So it's available now in 8 stadiums, and it's permanently fixed to the structure of the stadiums with winches, pulleys, and the motors are well hidden so people cannot touch them. So it's not a temporary installation like it used to be until now, but it's fixed. And
where is it controlled? Who?
It's on the other stand. It's a couple of guys that remotely control.
Yeah.
We have one pilot that moves the actual device around, and there's another guy who is just in charge of the camera, so making sure it's on focus and zoom in, zoom out. So right now the average is that we produce 10 games every match day, and 4 to 5 are produced do include the Skycam. So we're very happy about this because we think it adds value. And I always like to mention the example that when I was a kid, video games tried to imitate TV broadcast. But now it's the opposite. Now TV broadcast sometimes is behind video games, because video games have no limits. It's only graphics, it's not players. And the Skycam, the Intel system and the graphics I'm going to show you really helps us get closer to video games, because kids right now, sometimes their first experience with football is not TV, like it used to be for most of us, I guess. Well, there's some very young dudes here. But it used to be television for me. Right now it's video games. A lot of kids are used to the players' names, or because they play with them with FIFA. But they have never actually seen the real guy play. And they get used to these sort of shots from above, the penalty kick being kicked from with the camera behind the player who's about to shoot, instead of the typical camera one angle. So we want to update the way we deliver football to our fans, and we think that these Sky cameras help us a lot. Like for example, these angles that before these cameras it was very difficult to have these sort of shots. So please join me now on the third screen.